Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So we are going to be looking at one of my first games in the T54 Mod 1, and I did trade this thing in for the T103. I've played over 100 battles in the T103, and I figured it was time to get something new, and everyone has recommended this tank to me. It performs very well. It's an all-around tank. It's really good at what it does. It's great at hold down, and that's really all I could say about it. I mean, this thing can't side scrape or anything, but it's very, very good in hold down situations. It's very good at brawling, and everything that people have said about it, and the reasons why they've recommended it to me have been clear over the course of, I don't know, 7 or 8 battles that I've played in this thing so far, or something like that. So we're on Ensk. It's a 6, 7, 8 game, so it's a great a mixture of tiers for this tank to perform well in, because if you're going against a tier 6, I mean, this thing is just going to absolutely annihilate it. What I'm going to do is just poke on this corner, and I want to see what's going on first. There's 2 KV2s and an OI on the enemy team, so I'm keeping that in mind as I'm poking, these corners, that I don't want to get hit by one of these guys. I know that the HE was nerfed a little bit, but you still have to be really cautious. Anytime you're dealing with these, wild freaking cannons of heavy tanks. So I see the KV2, one of the KV2s over here, and another KV2 gets spotted. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I spot the OI, and at first I had to orient myself. I didn't know where this guy was. Like, when I first spot people on the map, I look at it, and it takes me like almost a second to gather that information and realize where they are, and it scared the crap out of me at first, because I thought maybe he would have a shot at me, but he doesn't. So this side of the map broke down so fast. You can see we were up 1200 HP, right? And then in a matter of 3 seconds, we're only up by 400 something, and it's tied 4-4 instead of us winning 4-1. I get a shot on the back of the FV there, and this is what I'm pretty good at on the map of Ensk. I do not like this map. I think it should just go away. I don't know why Wargaming continues to use this tiny little map. But if you're a decent player, you can kind of work with all these corridors and be able to catch people off guard. However, when you lose a side of the map this fast, you're not going to be able to use corridors to your advantage anymore, because you've lost the entire side of the map. So now I have to run away from here. I get a shot into the Skoda. STRVS1 ends up getting a shot into me while I'm retreating, and I'm going to get to behind this mound. Now, the reason I come here is because I'm pretty certain at this time no one is going to be back here, because there's a bunch of tanks pushing this way, and we're pushing all the way through here. And I would say that a lot of the enemies, if there are enemies right here, they're going to be looking to shoot people up here. So you can see that everyone is spotted except the M44s. And this is what I do before I make a play like this. Like, as I'm running away, I'm looking at this. If you guys want to become better players, XVM is useful in this situation, but World of Tanks now allows you to see that it's a little bit smaller of a bulb, but they allow you to see the same thing. I like XVM just because it gives me these huge light bulbs here, and I can tell, okay, look, the S1 right now, the S1 and the OI are the only two that actually aren't lit up on the map. Everyone else is lit up. I can see where everyone else is, and the S1 just shot me, and he's right here. So these are things, this is information that I just kind of gather, as I'm running away, and like in real time, I just have to absorb that information. And as a good player, that's what you'll do. So just want to explain that a little bit so you guys can understand why I come back to here and not further and stuff like that. I like to fully kind of explain why I make the plays that I make. So I'm going to be here, and I'm looking for any shots that I could find. And now I see that the left side of the map is also breaking down. And the left side in relation to where I am anyway. And this is what happens when you just have unbalanced teams, right? Like, we should have been able to take the east portion of this map and instead we just completely broke down. So what I decided to do is just leave the west wide open at this point and come over and try and help out this VK, because there's corridors here and I know that I can make it work. So I'm going to come around this corner and I'm looking at the Super Hellcat, and I'm just going to like kind of ram this guy, because at this point, like, I need to kill these people as soon as possible. This has become like a situation where there's someone on the cap and I need to immediately be able to make this work, right? So here's Progetto. He thinks that, and can see that I'm coming around for him, and at this point I'm just going to bum rush him and take the shot. So I get this shot off. Luckily he doesn't get a shot into me. It's now 13-8, and we have just the Firefly kind of above me here. KV2 is pushing me, and this is another situation where at this point I'm no longer looking at this. I could give a rat's ass about who's spotted and who's not at this point. I'm just looking at my immediate vicinity, and this is another thing that I would say most players don't do. You have to, like, I don't know if you saw that I auto-locked the Hellcat as I was coming around this corner. I auto-locked the Hellcat, and I think I even had my auto, I might have turned the auto, I call it auto run from all the games I play, but auto forward, right? And I'm looking at the map to see, like, kind of what's going to happen within the next minute. I'm seeing, all right, like, FV is going to come this way, probably TNH is going to come this way. I know the OI is going to be one of the people on the cap, and the S1 I know is still lurking over here, and I'm just trying to absorb all this information so I know kind of where to put myself in these little corridors and little area to try and make the most of this. So I can see, like, look, SU 12244 is a 2-shot to me. KV2 could be a 1-shot, and these are just things you have to, like, you have to absorb all this information like a sponge as things start to happen. So I leave the SU, I go after the KV2, I take that shot into the KV2, and luckily the Firefly got a shot into him, so that makes him a 1-shot to me. FV is now basically, you know, a 2-shot for me. And now I'm watching the SU. Like, did you see, like, how I'm orienting myself and seeing, like, everything that's going on the map? This is why I wanted to bring this video of all the ones I've played, because it's just such a good example of how to look at the map and react to the situation perfectly, right? So that's what I did. I run away from the SU, and now he's focused on the Firefly, and now I can get shots into him. I'm going to keep going, though, as I take my shot. As I'm reloading, I'm using, you know, the time of my reload to do something else. So I'm going to shoot and I'm going to move, because now I can see that the cap is about to be, the base is about to be capped out, right? So now I need to reset the cap. These guys know pretty much where I am at this point, but I have to take a shot, right? I have to take a shot. The OI hits me with, I guess, an HE shell, and it only does 41 damage. This is the nerf of the HE, and that's why, you know, honestly, you shouldn't even be concerned about it anymore. But these things still scare the crap out of me, right? You just never know. They can pen you in weird ways sometimes. And they probably know I'm coming this way, but at this point, again, right, I have to reset the cap. I actually kind of bounced that shot, but at least I hit the OI's track, so it reset. And now I'm going to keep coming this way, and then I'm going to turn. And I shouldn't have done this yet. I should have waited another second, because they probably do think that I'm coming back. My plan was to go this way, make them think I'm coming this way, and then turn around. And this is the one mistake I made. So I come back this way. SU is here. I decide to take a shot at the SU at the last second. I can't explain to you guys how I do this so fast. I don't know. I just watch it in my view completely, and I had no idea the SU was going to be here. I had a good feeling he was coming up, but I didn't know he was going to be right there. And if you watch, like, I come around this corner, and I don't know how I do that so fast. I just do it. I can't explain to you, but anyway, I kill the SU, and now it's just me and 4 of the tanks. You know, Artie is one of them, and here comes the S1. And I know that I don't think I can, you know, if someone else is going to press me at this point, I don't think I can make this work. How this guy missed this shot, I'm not sure. I know the S1 is really, really awkward when it comes to not being in that siege mode, but it was amazing that that guy couldn't get a shot on me there, because I even kind of messed up. I hit this tank and, like, I couldn't get around him. And here comes the TNH, and I'm dead. So 2,665 damage, 140 assist, and I thought this was a really good game. It's just this team broke down so quickly. If I had, you know, one or two more teammates to help me out here, I probably could have made this work. But unfortunately, that's the result. That's the result, guys, and we'll take a look at the end plates. So we did, in fact, have like no blind damage or anything like that. It was 140 assists, 2,665 damage, and we got a second class. And yeah, I mean, we did a lot of work here. It just wasn't enough. 4 kills. We did get 626 experience for this, and I mean, that's about it. I mean, we lost 3,520 coin. I did notice that this thing does not make the greatest coin. I think I did shoot a good amount of APCRs here, but, you know, to me, I think the T103 was a better coin maker. But I do really, really like this thing, guys. And we did get the 100 defense points, which is really good for your WN8. But I've gotten to a point now in this game where I don't really care about the stats anymore. I just try and have really good games like in my lights and stuff, because spotting damage doesn't affect your WN8 like at all. I still don't get why they haven't made like a WN9 or something, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one in the T54 mod one, and I will catch you for the next one. Bye-bye.